In a disaster, minutes matter. Would you know about a wildfire near your home before it's too late? We see it time and time again, especially in the Western United States, where people are caught off guard. Watch Duty is a tool that provides real-time fire updates from trained dispatchers and volunteers. Founded in 2021, it has grown to around 7 million users. It is a tool to boost your situational awareness so you can protect yourself and your family. In this video, we're going to go over what Watch Duty is, and if you live in an area that is regularly affected by wildfires, it is definitely a must-have. We'll go over some of the features of the applications and some of the preparedness mindset that you should apply with this tool, because it is only one tool to help protect you from the dangers of a wildfire. So, quick story. We always kind of assume that if we're put in danger from a wildfire, we're going to know ahead of time that, maybe we'll see the smoke, we'll see the fire, or we'll receive some sort of alert. And in 2017, if I remember correctly, I was in Tennessee on a work trip and sitting in my hotel room, and I had the TV on and the news was playing, and in the background, and I heard someone say about a fire in Ventura County, California. Well, I have a friend that lives in that area, and I just sent him a message. Hey, you being affected by this fire? And he was like, what fire? He had no idea. And so we start chatting, and he stepped outside and saw the billowing smoke off in the distance. So he started preparing things at his home to get ready to evacuate, and informing his kids and informing his wife, who was at work. Not much longer, like an hour later, the sheriff's department started driving through the neighborhood and announcing the evacuation order. So, it just goes to show you, before something like Watch Duty, and if you are a user, right, you're going to get these notifications. He was not aware. And it gave him additional time to me, all the way across the United States, seeing a news report about a wildfire that was rapidly moving towards the populated areas there in Ventura County, to prepare and get things ready, and did have to evacuate. I think he was out of his home for about 2 weeks, and fortunately his neighborhood, they got the fire contained, or prior to it getting to his neighborhood, but he had to live in a hotel for 2 weeks until they could return to their home. So that's just an example of how quickly these things develop, and it's, unfortunately, there's been many situations where unaware people ended up losing their lives because there wasn't a tool available. And that's why I feel like something like Watch Duty is so crucial for people to use and have, because it is going to give them that extra time and that awareness of what's going on. So I logged into their web browser. They have an app for Apple and Android, so you can have all of them. Once you create a membership, if you want to do that, it's $24.99 a year. Pro membership is $9.99, so $100 a year. I will kind of explain some of that here more in a second. I'm at app.watchduty.org. I will provide links down below, but I'm focusing on Washington State because that's where my home is at. And we'll zoom in on the Wildcat fire, because it is an active fire. If you want to know what some of these icons mean, you go to Legend and it'll tell you what these icons mean. But you can see here, this one has the fire, which is in red, and the acreage. But then this yellow is the level 2 evacuation warning. So this is the local officials telling these people, hey, they've reported on this website, there's an active warning that you may need to be ready to evacuate. Beyond ready, because ready is level 1, but this one is, you should probably make sure your vehicles are topped off, you got your bags, some of your essential items in your vehicle, and a plan of where you're gonna go. Part of that preparedness mindset. Now, you can go into, once you get to the map or click on a certain fire, you can see all the current updates. And they're going to give you, it was updated 2 hours ago, 15,000 acres affected, 5% contained active. And then there's the level 2 warning, a link for the county that it's in if you want to sign up for text alerts from the county, and then all the updates throughout the span of this fire. You can read through those, and then you can go to info and see where some of this information is coming from. And then fire progression models, which is pro feature. And then some are only available in California. They are growing, but donation based, so I highly encourage donating. The initial location, the lat long for that. Broadcastify is a pro feature that's basically giving you access to the scanners that are picking up all the radio chatter for first responders and stuff like that. And that's where these volunteers are getting a lot of this information. So that's that part. You can share the incident. You can go to layers and you can change from street view, satellite view, topographical, general, a bunch more features, flight tracker. I'll show you that here in a minute. Power outage features only available currently in California. That can be very good information. Obviously, it'd be great to get this expanded out to other states. Live wildfire cameras, if they're in, some are in the area. Weather, you can get a bunch of information there. AQI data, the air quality index, and then professional, more features there available for professional, which is, this is probably where a lot of your state and county, city agencies are probably paying for the pro and using this tool to help them create plans for their communities. But you could also, if it's in your budget, or maybe one person in your family, one person in your group creates it a pro account and helps do the planning, help for your emergency preparedness plan. So I'll scroll out here and you look at, let's see, I was going to try to find a flight tracker one. Let's see. There's a flight. So there's a helicopter flying. You can see its track. There's no fires in that area, so, but there's a fixed wing, and you can see it's coming clear out of, looks like Utah. Oh yeah, it was fighting. Looks like it was coming from a fire, maybe going back to Boise or something like that. But so much you can explore in here. I highly recommend checking it out and downloading the application. And, like I said, you can go check it out on the web browser before you, to commit to buying it. But if you live in an area that has regular wildfires, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I also recommend donating this. This is not just a tool for situation awareness while you're home. Summer season rolls around. People like to take vacations, family vacations places. Use it as one of your tools you use for pre-trip planning. You plan for, you're going somewhere and you want to check to see if that area may be under some sort of danger from wildfires or even evacuation orders. So, or en route along the highways that you want to use may be affected. You might have to use alternate routing to get the place where you go. All part of that preparedness mindset. If you found this useful, first, I recommend donating to Watch Duty. Second, I recommend you like and subscribe to the channel. Check out our website, social media links down below. Thanks for watching.